Alrighty everybody, so on today's menu I have vegan Chinese stuffed eggplants. Well, actually eggplants and green peppers, and you guys see this on dim sum all the time. It's usually stuffed with shrimp paste, only this time I managed to do a combination of garbanzo bean flour and nori seaweed, and I know that you guys will love it, so I can't wait to show you guys this recipe. Okay, so to start off with, I have one medium Japanese eggplant, and I'm just going to cut them on the bias like so, and then I'm going to also take a green pepper. You can actually use any vegetable that will hold up, fairly well in the cooking process, and then kind of stuff them like that. So afterwards, we're going to move on to the filling, which is actually quite novel. So I have all of the typical spices. Recipe is going to be down below for a filling like this. So that's some white pepper, garlic powder, sugar, cornstarch, salt, and then to that I'm going to add 1 cup of garbanzo bean flour, and this is going to provide some really good protein and kind of a nice base for the paste. And then I cut up about 2 stalks of scallions, so the white and green parts, and I'm just going to put that in, as well as about 3/4 of a sheet of nori seaweed that I just cut with scissors, and I'm just putting that into the powder right now so that everything will stay nice and suspended before I add more of the liquid ingredients, which is going to be about now. So I took a tablespoon of the wakame seaweed, and I took about 2 cups of water, and I just boiled that together and then turned the heat off for 15 minutes or so that I get this nice kind of seafood liquid like so. In total, I added about 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of that liquid, but it really depends, and you just want to end it with a thick paste. So a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of the vegan oyster sauce, and then finally a little bit of Shaoxing wine will all go in. So it turns into a pretty thick paste like so. Sorry, I was just adding in the Shaoxing rice wine right now. You want to set it aside for about 30 minutes so that it will thicken some more. So this is after that 30 minutes, and you can see that all of the garbanzo bean flour takes up that liquid really well. And what you're going to do is basically spread the paste onto each of your vegetables. So these guys are all done and ready to be fried. In a pan, I have some oil, just a couple tablespoons, and this is some rice flour. So I find that this kind of gives it some extra crunch that I like, but you guys certainly don't need it. The garbanzo bean flour really toasts up pretty well on its own. So just a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I basically pan fry it for about 3 minutes each side on medium to medium high heat. So after 3 minutes, this is how nicely these guys fry up, and you can see that it's like a nice kind of dark, rich, golden brown color, and it also has a nice crunch on it as well. So right now I'm just putting it back onto a piece of parchment paper or some paper towels just to drain off any excess oils. So there is usually a sauce that goes with all of these vegetables, and it's basically like oyster sauce, sugar, cornstarch, and a little bit of garlic, and I add about 1/2 cup of water just because the sauce is really nice, and some people prefer finishing cooking the vegetables actually into the sauce. So I skipped a couple of video clips right there, sorry about that. Just putting it over about like medium heat or so until it comes to a boil and it all thickens up like so. And then I put the vegetables actually back in. Surprisingly though, after 3 minutes each side, most of the vegetables are already tender enough, so you guys can choose to either just spoon that sauce over or just maybe like finish cooking it with the vegetables just for another minute or so. And that is really all, kids. I sprinkle it on with a little bit more cilantro for that added freshness. And it is amazing just how good that mock shrimp paste tastes, just with, a little bit of seaweed, a little bit of garlic for that savory flavor. And all of it has really nice crunch. And of course, it is bathed in that sweet and savory soy sauce mixture. So I'm sure that you guys will all love it. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this recipe, and as usual, if you want to see more recipes like this, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, okay? And I will see you guys again next time. Bye!